All right, next, you're going to think about who is involved in each step, right? So who's going to be a part of this workflow? A VA, a photographer, your mom. No shame in that. No shame if your mom helps you. Check with them. Have them go through the workflow to make sure you aren't missing any holes, right? It's a safety net for you, and it helps them feel important, which they are. And then think about how you get these tasks done. And this is by no means an exhaustive list at all. So what tools do you use? You know, say you have something about like, I'm going to use my blogging workflow that I sent you the Trello board for. Maybe it's, you know, the process is like get final draft of blog post, and then you can direct it to Google Drive. That's the tool you use. So you want to make sure to note Google Drive. Where do you store your files? What do you name your files? So using the same example, you'd want to say like, grab the version that ends in _final, right? Or I know I've mentioned when I name my upload files, like the ones that are actually used for printing, my design files, I have a very specific way I name them so that I don't even have to be able to see the image and I can tell you what it's for, right? So I use, and you know what, that's just made me think, I'm gonna upload what my style guide, my naming structure for my products, because that was a game changer when I figured that out. So just decide how you name your files, make it specific. You know, do you date them? Do you use underscore? Do you always put the company name first? Like how do you want to name it? Just be consistent. What integrations do you use? You know, if you have, this kind of goes back to what tools, but integrations would be like, you know, if you use a Zap, or if you have set up Butler to automatically pull in a type form, like you need to note that it's going to automatically be there, which is going to be something we get into a little bit more with automations. Are there specific specs for this task? Like if I had somebody design one of my city skyline prints for me, I have it all laid out, what size font, what position it is on the page, what size is the circle, all kinds of stuff like that. You know, it kind of goes back to like, we talked about the logo. What measurements do you like it in with your brand voice? What words do you want? What words do you not want? Stuff like that. Are there physical measurements? It's hard not to explain all this through the lens of my own company, because of course that's just where my brain goes. But, you know, maybe you build furniture, or maybe you are a interior designer. You know, maybe you work in more of a 3D space and physical measurements are very important. Maybe you're creating a product, and at this point you have to forward it on to the manufacturer, and they have to know, okay, this is X inches high by X inches wide, etc., etc. You need to think about how much time each step would take and kind of denote that. It's just important to give people a heads up, and also to know if you are the manager or you have a feature manager, for them to kind of know about how long things should take, so they know if something's being bottlenecked. Which I should have put here is also like identify and fix your bottlenecks, because you're not going to find some of these out until you test your workflow. And then how much time in between steps, like for example, a email welcome sequence. That's a process. You might want to say hi right when they sign up for your list, and then you may want to say wait 2 days before you send another email. Which, spoiler, I went to an active campaign workshop yesterday, y'all. Don't wait 2 days. Wait the guy was like, send it immediately. So if they want to binge it, they can binge it. But that's a side note. We can get into email marketing at some point, I guess. But, you know, there might be how much time with my wholesale workflow. I say wait 3 months after a shipment to like, you know, see if they're ready for another order. And there's so many other factors you can consider. These are just some of the ones that came to the top of my head, but every business is different. Everybody is going to come up with different, like, important things about how each task needs to be done, right?